we're in 8.2 polygons. So whenever we have shapes that are similar, what is similar? Similar means same shape, okay, but different size. Alright, so the size is going to be different, but they're the same shape. So you'll have something like big, small, a big triangle and a small triangle. So we'll set up a fraction for the big triangle, we'll set up a fraction for the small triangle, and we solve it. So let's have a look at some examples. So here it says the two triangles are similar, so they're the same shape but different size. Okay, so I see big, small, so I'm going to go big, small, and I'm going to set up two fractions that are equal to each other. And I'll say the two triangles are similar, find the missing side V. So here's V. So what I do is I look at what's missing. V is missing, so I put that's on the big triangle. And to make the math easier for you, always put it up. So there's V, I put it up. Now I look at the big triangle and I say, what's another number on the big triangle? 12. So I put 12 here. Now I look at the small triangle and I say, what side matches the V? So this one's down on the bottom, this one's down on the bottom. Okay, so V is similar to 5, and 12 is this angle, so this one is 3. So they have to be put in order. So V goes with 5 and 12 goes with 3. So now we want to solve for V, so we say V wants to be alone. So who do you have to get rid of? 12. If we get rid of 12, V is alone. So what I do is I make it 12 over 12, because how much is 12 over 12? 1. So it's gone. It's just a 1. So now, if I multiply this side by 12, I have to multiply that side by 12. So now I have 1V, because that's 1. 1V is equal to, oh, I need a calculator, but all my calculators are gone. That's 60 divided by 3 is 20. Okay, I don't need to write the 1, so I'm just going to go V equals 20. So then I go back over here, and I say that's 20. Let's go to the next one. So I have two triangles, and a big and a small. They're the same shape, but one's just bigger, one's smaller. The two triangles are similar. Find the missing side M. Okay, so one's big and one's small. And we make two fractions equal to each other. So M is now on the small shape. So I always put the letter up. And the only other number that's here on the small is 10, so it's going to go down. Now what number matches the M? 35. So 35 goes, oops, that's funny. 35 goes with M. And we look over here, just like we did here. 20 and 10 go together. So now M wants to be alone, so I make 10 over 10. Because 10 over 10 is equal to 1. So that's 1. But if I multiply this side by 10, I have to do the same to this side. Okay? Okay. So now, if I put this in my calculator, it's equal to 17.5. And 1 times M is just M. So I go back here. M is equal to 17.5. Oh, number 3. It says they're similar, but it's kind of rotated. So if I move this one this way, this corner matches this corner, this matches this. So can you see it if I rotate this shape that they're similar? So I have a big and a small. Make two fractions equal to each other. It says find X. Here's X. X is on the small triangle. I always put the letter up, the variable up. I can't use Y because I need a number. So the only number on the small triangle is 4, so I'll use 4. So now I have to say X. Which side matches X? It's the long one here, so it's 7, so that goes up. Now 4 is the short little one that goes up, so 6 matches before. Now, x wants to be alone, so we have to get rid of the 4. So 4 over 4 is 1. So that makes a 1 there. But if I multiply this side by 4, I have to multiply this side by 4. So this is 1 times x, which is x. And 7 times 4 divided by 6 is 4.6666. Lots of 6's forever and ever and ever. That looks funny. So I'm just going to go 4.6 and put a little dot on it. Because that dot means it goes on forever and ever and ever and ever. Or, if I have 4.6666, I can cut it here. And this 6 tells him to round it up, so it's approximately 4.7. So I can go x is approximately equal to 4.7. This answer is good, this answer is good. Okay, let's look at the next page. Oh, these aren't triangles, but that's okay. It says they're similar. So that means the same shape, but different size. Okay, so we still have a big and a small. Big, small. Find the side PQ. Here's PQ. So let's put an X here. So PQ is on the small quadrilateral. It has 4 sides, so it's a quadrilateral. And what's missing, I always put it up to make the math easier. Well, there's only one extra number here, so I'll use that one. Oh, now I have to find out which side matches. If I take this and I move it like this, I can see it matches. This is the long side and this is the long side. So x matches 7.5. So x matches 7.5. 2 is the one down from it, like here. See how I go? It's right on. It shares a corner. It shares a corner. So this is 3. So 2 matches 3. Now x wants to be alone. He doesn't want anyone with him, so I have to get rid of the 2. So if I go 2 divided by 2, that's equal to 1. 1 times x, it's just x. Okay? So it gets rid of the 2. But if I multiply this side by 2, I have to multiply that side by 2. So now 1 times x equals x. And this is going, if I put it in my calculator, it's equal to 5. So I come back here and say, oh, you are 5. Okay? Let's do number 6. Okay? It says they're similar, so same shape, different size. Okay? Similar. So it says find the missing side CD. CD. So E. So we have a big and we have a small. So E is on the big, and the letter or variable always goes up to make your math easy. The only other number on here, on the big one, is 10.5, so we'll use that. Now, what one matches E? Okay. So if I look at this one here, this angle, it looks like it's bigger than 90. Let's see. I'm just going to take the corner of a piece of paper, and I'm going to color it so you can see it. Okay, that's 90 degrees. I'm going to put it in there. This angle's bigger than 90. I think A matches D. Yeah, so this angle and this angle match. And we're using the numbers that are attached to the angle D. Okay? So this number and this number. So we don't use that one. E goes with the long, this one's long and this one's short. So E matches L. E matches L. And this shorter one matches 7. So this is on the outside, this is on the outside. So 10.5 matches 7. 10.5 matches 7. There. That was a little harder because it was flipped or it was rotated. So now we need to get the variable, the letter by itself. That means we have to get rid of 10.5. But I can just go 10.5 times e, because 10.5 over 10.5 is equal to 1. So that's 1. But if I multiply this side by 10.5, I have to multiply this side by 10.5. So I have 1 times e, which is e. And then I have to do this thing in my calculator, which is equal to 16.5. So then I go back to e and say, you are 16.5. There. Let's do some more. Okay. Now for when we have a small triangle hiding in a big triangle, like this one here, you have to separate. See how you can see the little triangle here? And then the whole thing is the big triangle. So when you have a small triangle in a big triangle, you have to take them apart and redraw them. Okay? That's the first step. So here, I'm going to redraw the big triangle, this whole thing. And then I'm going to draw the little triangle, which is here. Okay? So the little triangle, the bottom is 6, the height is 2. Now the big triangle, it says we don't know this one, so let's call it x. And then the bottom, it says from here to here is 9, and from here to here is 6. So how much is the whole bottom? All of that. Yeah, 6 plus 9 equals 15. So the whole bottom is 15. Now, because they are similar, same shape, different size, one's big, one's small, we just use big, small. So it says find the missing side ij. Yeah, it's this one with the question mark, so this one. So this is on the big one, so big, and we put that up, big and up. What number do we see on big? Don't use these, just use the 15 because this whole thing is 15. And that's on the big triangle, so I'm going to put it for the big triangle. Whew. X matches the 2, because this one's going up, down, this one goes up, down. So this 2 goes with the X, and the 15 goes with the 6. So now X wants to be alone, so I have to get rid of the 15. And remember, 15 over 15 equals 1. Whenever they're same over same, it's 1. So that's 1. But if I multiply this side by 15, I have to do the same to the other side. So that's 1. What's 1 times x? X. And then here, that's equal to 5. So then I come back and say, oh, you are 5. Okay. Let's look at, we'll do number 9 and 10. Okay. So the sun creates a shadow. So here's a shadow. Can you see it? Sun creates a shadow. And a long time ago, this is how they used to measure the height of things. Okay. We have a shadow on the ground. They would put a stick that maybe is like 1 meter, and it would make a shadow on the ground. And then you'd have 2 triangles. One is big, one is small. And if we don't have some information like the height of the tree, we don't have to climb the tree to measure it. We can just use the shadows to measure it. So the sun creates a shadow from the meter stick and the date tree. Use the shadows to find the height of the tree. So the height of the tree is what we want, so it's x. So we have big, small. Big, small. Doesn't matter that we have a story, it's the same idea. So x is on the big, and we always put our letter up, our variable up, and the only other number here is 7.2, so we have to use it. Small. The up down matches the up down, which is 1, and then the 7.2 matches the 1.6. Okay, so x wants to be alone, so that means I have to get rid of the 7.2, so 7.2. But if I multiply this side by 7.2, I have to multiply that side by 7.2. So that's 1. What's 1 times x? Just x. And then if I put this in my calculator, okay, that's weird. Let's use a multiply sign here so I don't get confused. Okay, if I put that in my calculator, it comes out to 4.5. And it says find the height of the tree. It's m, which is meters. So here, it's 4.5 meters. Okay. Alright, let's do 10. So there's a cliff, okay, right here. And they want to find the height of the cliff. So let's put an X here. So it says you need to find the height of the cliff, right here. You stand at the bottom of the cliff, and you walk 60 feet from the base. La 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 la, you're walking, you take 60 steps here. You place a rock on the ground, here's my rock, and then you walk 5 more feet. La 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 la, here. And you are 6 feet tall. This is American because we have feet, not meters. So using these 2 triangles you've just created, can you find the height of the cliff? Yeah, because we have 3 numbers and a missing piece of information. We have 2 triangles. Here's big, small. Big, small. There. So X is on the big one, so we always put our variable, the letter up. The only other number is 60, so I have to use it. So the height of the cliff is X, the height of the person is 6. So that matches that. And 5 feet, that matches that. 60 and 5 go together. So now X wants to be alone, so we have to get rid of the 60. So 60 over 60, whenever you have same over same, it's equal to 1. So that's 1. So if I multiply this side by 60, I have to multiply that side by 60. So that's 1 times X, which is 1. And if I put this in my calculator, it comes to 72. And FT stands for feet. So what is the height of the cliff here? 72 feet. There. Okay. Let's do the last one. It says, how tall is the lighthouse? The fanar. So remember, the first thing that we do when we have a triangle inside a triangle is you redraw them. Okay? So let's redraw them. Here's the big triangle, and then we'll do a small triangle. So the small triangle, the height is 10, the bottom, the base is 20. It says, how tall is the lighthouse? We don't know, so let's call that X. We don't know. And the bottom of the triangle, well, from here to here is 60, and from here to here is 20. So in total, you add them together, it's 80. So we have to use 80 for the base or the bottom of the triangle there. Big, small. Make 2 fractions equal to each other. So X is on the big, and the only other number we have, so we have to choose 80. So the height is X, so the height is 10. So X and 10 go together. The bottom is 80, the bottom is 20, so they go together. So now X wants to be alone, so I have to get rid of the 80. So same over same is equal to what? 1. So that makes a 1 there. But if I multiply this side by 80, I have to multiply this side by 80. So that's 1. 1 times X is X. And 10 times 80 divided by 20 is 40. So the height of the fanar, the lighthouse, is 40, and it's M, so it's meters. Okay.